You know, some stories are so powerful, they just stick with you. They echo through the ages and give us these timeless insights into what it means to be human. Today, we're going to unpack one of those, a really powerful tale that isn't just about hope, but about the incredible raw courage it takes to actually act on that hope.
So let's just start with a question for you. And I mean, really think about it. What's your breaking point? A year of struggling? 5 years? What if every single day was just a battle? And every normal, logical path to getting better had completely failed you? How long would it take before you decided to try something impossible?
For the woman at the heart of our story today, that number was 12. 12 years. I mean, just let that sink in. That's over 4,000 days defined by constant physical pain, by being broke from trying to find a cure, and by this deep, soul-crushing isolation. This one number, it represents this immense weight she had to carry every single day.
Okay, so to really get a handle on her courage, we first have to understand the sheer depth of her desperation. This wasn't just a bad patch, you know? It was what you could call a stasis of suffering, a state where absolutely nothing good ever seemed to change. She was just stuck.
Think of it like this. Her condition had trapped her inside these four walls. The first, obviously, was the chronic illness itself, this constant physical drain. And that led directly to the second wall. She was financially destitute. She'd spent every last penny on doctors who couldn't help her. Then, because of what her illness was, she was also a social outcast, seen as unclean, totally cut off from her community. And finally, the fourth wall. She was completely failed by medicine. The very people who were supposed to offer hope had only made things worse. It was a prison, and there was no obvious way out. But then, after 12 long years in that prison, something changes. A rumor, maybe a story someone told, a tiny spark of hope finds its way to her. And you know, in the deepest darkness, even the smallest pinprick of light can be enough to inspire a really daring and totally unconventional plan. The fuel for this plan was something we can call radical faith. Now, this isn't just wishful thinking. No. This is a belief so profound that it just bulldozes over every rational argument telling you to give up. It's that deep-down conviction that makes you act when all logic says to just stay put. It's the kind of thing that makes someone start a business with no money or chase an idea everyone else calls crazy. And this was her entire plan. So simple, so focused, and unbelievably audacious. She wasn't going to shout for his attention or try to beg for a meeting. Nope. Her radical faith was boiled down to this one, singular, almost secret goal. Just touch the edge of his clothes. That's it. So here we are. This is it. We've arrived at the central action of the whole story, the climax of her courage. This is that one moment where 12 years of silent suffering and that one little spark of hope are about to collide in a single make-or-break act. You have to realize, her action wasn't just one quick thing. It was this sequence of incredibly difficult steps. First, just spotting Jesus in a massive, shoving crowd. Can you imagine? Then, this woman, weakened by her illness, an outcast, she had to physically push her way through that throng of people. Then came the desperate reach, that final lunge of faith. And then, against all odds, contact. She makes contact. And in that one single instant, two things happen. A surge of power leaves him, and for her, for the first time in 12 years, the bleeding stops. The pain vanishes. There's just this immediate, profound silence inside her own body. But she can't just slip away. It's not over. Jesus stops. The whole procession grinds to a halt. And he asks this question that changes absolutely everything. See, he didn't just feel a random bump in the crowd. He felt an intentional draw of power. Her secret act of faith is about to become a very public moment of truth. But believe it or not, her story still isn't over. The physical healing, that was instant. But her true transformation, her complete restoration as a person, was about to happen right there, out in the open, in front of everybody. So now she's facing this final test, this huge internal battle between fear and valor. On one hand, there's the fear of being discovered, of the public shame for what she did, of maybe even being yelled at. But she chooses valor. She steps forward, she tells him her entire story, her whole truth, and in doing that, she publicly owns the radical faith that got her there in the first place. And his response is just stunning. He doesn't rebuke her at all, he affirms her. He calls her daughter, which instantly restores her to the community, giving her a place of honor again. He tells her, "Your faith has healed you," giving her the credit, the agency in her own miracle. And then he sends her off not just cured, but in peace.
And in that one moment, all 4 prison walls just crumble to dust. She is physically cured, of course, but she's also financially liberated, no more doctors to pay. She is socially restored by his public acceptance, and she is spiritually affirmed. Her private, desperate faith is now held up as a model for everyone else to see.
You know, when we really look back at this story, we realize the miracle isn't just that she was healed. The true miracle is her profound courage, her valor, that bravery to act on her faith when all the odds were stacked against her. That was the catalyst for everything that followed. The healing was actually the result of her courage. And that, really, is the question this ancient story leaves for all of us today. When we feel trapped by our own circumstances, when we're staring down something that feels absolutely impossible, what is that spark inside of us that gives us the courage to take that one desperate, faithful step and just reach out?